Item 10D, adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a 2-year sewer spot repair contract with TriNet Construction Incorporated in an amount not to exceed $1,203,500.
Honorable Mayor, Council members, good evening. Tonight, I will focus in my presentation on the purpose and the funding for this action, and I will let Dennis Bosch, the sewer system manager, to share with you some example how this contract will be used in the field. The city is a sewer discharger, managing our collection system and also jointly owning our sewer treatment plant with South San Francisco. Management of the system is taking place in a regulatory environment. Federal and state laws are established for the management of the sewer discharge. All of these regulations are summarized in a statewide general waste discharge requirements for sanitary sewer systems. The city is obligated to manage and operate our system in that framework and accordingly to those laws. As a result of historically high number of SSO, the city entered and accepted and signed a settlement agreement with the regional board and with baykeepers in July of last year. This order and agreement is performance outcome-based and also prescriptive, the agreement with the baykeepers. By 2019, the city has to be below 8, respective 3 SSO a year. Just to show you our history, in the last 4 years, the city had 54, 52, 30, and 18 SSOs last year. To achieve this outcome, a multifaceted approach has to be deployed. First, a robust preventive maintenance program has to be implemented, such as system-wide cleaning, root control, enhanced grease management, effective response to any SSO, and spot repair. An aggressive main and pump station repair and replacement has to be implemented also. Beside the aggressive CIP and operation and maintenance, also this agreement includes other program enhancement, such as private letterer program, like in the Shore Park neighborhood, capacity assessment, management plan update, and many other program enhancement. All of these needed actions are captured in an implementation plan. As presented to you earlier, the estimated cost, the cost impact over the life of this agreement is around $8.7 million. Even if in the last few years, major steps were taken, as you can see from the clear decline in the number of SSOs, as a result, of course, of your prior decisions, and also the heroic work done by our sewer division, this program must be fully implemented in order to achieve the set outcomes by 2019. This item tonight is part of the preventive maintenance element of this plan. specifically the spot repair and repair program. Using the video inspection results about how I indicated in the staff report, about 450 location needs spot repair. Performing the cyclic maintenance on the system takes up the available internal resources of our department. The reason why additional resources are needed to manage this additional increased need. Back in 2007, the city contracted with West Valley emergency maintenance and repair contract for water and sewer. This year, the city took advantage of our last option for the extension of that contract. To meet this need and demand, the department went out last August with a bid document to seek proposal for this additional work for sewer and water. The city did not receive any bid proposal. Reason why, based on the input received from the contractor, the department restructured the bid document and went out for another bid, only just for sewer last December, with the intent to go out separately for sewer and separately for water, and received 3 bid proposals. The lowest qualified bidder is TriNet Construction, and that is our recommendation for you tonight to award the contract to the lowest bidder. In our operational budget is included $450,000 for contract repair, the scope of this contract. This contract is for 2 years, with the option to extend 2 more years if the city will choose so, but will cover 3 budget years and not 2 budget years, considering that now is end of January. This action requested by me tonight does not require any additional budget adjustment. And I will let now Dennis to share with you a very specific situation how this contract will be used.
So I'll be showing you some pipe conditions needing repair, and I'm going to try to use my pointer to best show you and describe to you the problems that we have in the field. So first, starting off, this is a pipe in good condition, and you'll see in the next pictures to come, there's no water pooling, there's no roots coming down, there's no sags or what we refer to as bellies, low spots that water forms, and basically you just see a cylindrical pipe with no problems. So this picture shows what we refer to as a pipe offset. And you can see how basically it's more of an oval, it's not fully cylindrical anymore. You can see a pond of water where debris and solids tend to settle out, which eventually causes a blockage. There's about an inch and a half area of pipe that's not in our favor because the flow is coming down this way to the pipe, so it hits a lip and then eventually starts to back up and a blockage forms, and then it backs up towards the cleanout. This is a broken pipe. It created a 2-foot wide void and sinkhole in the street above, actually. You can see where, from the very first picture, how it was perfect. The pipe is actually deteriorated, fallen down, sunk. You can see a crack in the pipe downstream. Debris has started to form, and actually above where the sinkhole is sand, soil, comes down, falls in the trough, effluent picks it up, carries it away, and then a sinkhole forms in the street or sidewalk above. This is root intrusion from a joint. So if a joint or any part of the pipe cracks, roots start to grow, and if we can't get it out by maintenance, we have to dig down and repair it. Again, the roots stop any solids from getting by them. Eventually, it acts as a filter, and it just plugs up. Here's a pipe where the entire opening is just this now, compared to the first picture that I showed, where you had a pretty sizable opening. Here, the entire pipe, this entire pipe, has moved over and only left an area here. This is silt in this area with water. And basically, effluent is at some point getting out of the pipe and hardly making the turn down the pipe, the downstream pipe that would be more over here. This is what we refer to as a pipe settlement sag, or a belly, where basically at some point in time, the entire pipe section, however long it is, has depressed, and basically there's a complete pool of water. Depending on how long the belly is, effluent just gets in the line and sits, and then solids begin to settle out, and again, then you don't have any flow. Much like the first picture we showed of the perfect pipe, when the pipe is in good condition and you have the proper slope, none of this water is there. I actually couldn't put a picture of a completely blocked pipe, because if I did, then you wouldn't be able to see anything, which we incur quite often. So some examples of upcoming repairs. We'll be replacing larger segments of pipe in poor condition. One example is just from the rec center in City Park out to Crystal Springs Road. We plan to pipe burst approximately 100 feet of sewer main between the rec center and Crystal Springs and install 2 manholes. The existing pipe has settled or has a belly, is undersized and in poor condition. Again, it's a public utility. There's a larger bathroom than what you would have in a normal house, and it has a higher amount of flow and solids from that building. This project or individual location is the cost is approximately $30,000. It also works towards our commitment of replacing locations that have caused SSOs. We've had multiple Category 1, which is the more severe, where we don't recover the sewage from blockages, from this line that feeds or that comes from the recreation building, and it goes right into the storm spillway and storm culvert right there by the City Park courtyard or play area. Some other areas that we'll be doing are approximately 20 locations east of El Camino Real, where the individual excavations are pretty much around 6 to 8 feet in depth and size and diameter and length of pipe, and those are going to cost approximately $900 to $1,500 per location. Some repairs are similar, but a lot are different. Some you have to repair concrete, some have to do asphalt, sometimes could be in dirt, so it changes in range. One thing I'd like to call attention to is that these pictures that I showed you are actually taken from our own equipment that we've been able to purchase and were approved through operational budgets in the past. A technology that has really helped us to best assess and prioritize and to strategically plan on how we do our system. So the pictures that you're seeing are actually the work that we've been able to provide, and it's helping us to meet the overall goal of looking at these problems and trying to stop SSOs. In the last few years, major steps have been taken to lower the annual number of SSOs this has been represented by a lower number this year. However, this program, and along with other operational programs, must be implemented to achieve the future annual SSO commitment targets for 2019 that Clara alluded to earlier. Any questions on the slides?
Any questions of staff?
Both of us are standing for questions.
Through the chair.
Michael?
I was wondering, as you were showing the pictures of the conditions of some of those pipes, is there any opportunity either through using different materials or assessing the area to prevent those sorts of conditions in the future after the pipes are replaced? And also, if we use pipe bursting, I know it's a much easier and more economical way of replacing the pipe, but do we miss out on an opportunity to assess what's under the ground and perhaps remediate some of the conditions surrounding the pipe that may have led to the failures?
In each situation will be a more holistic assessment made of how many locations you have on a segment of pipe, how many spot repair you need to perform on, and if there are too many spot repairs on the same section of main, then you are not repairing those spots, but you are replacing that whole section of the main. And that will not be a so-called spot repair program, but will be as part of the main replacement program, and that whole section of the main will be replaced at that time. Then will be assessed by the engineering staff what will be the best solution to replace that section, either using different type of material of the pipe, and also if pipe bursting is the best and cheapest or best quality replacement of that section or not.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions of staff? Irene?
We're having a side discussion here. We couldn't remember how the pipe bursting works. Does the pipe burst have a camera in front of it, or is it pulled by a cable as it goes through?
Pipe bursting is basically a process where you dig at one end and you put in a machine that sends a cable downstream to a separate excavation, and then a disc is attached to that cable, and that machine at the first hole then basically hydraulically pulls that disc through,
Right.
where there's a machine on the other side where the piping brought in is attached to that disc, and it's vibrated in. So what it does is that cable helps pull the disc while it's being hydraulically hit, and it goes through the pipe, and it pulls in the new pipe, and it bursts the existing pipe to a bigger diameter so the other pipe can come through. The one thing to remember with pipe bursting is that when you pipe burst, it carries the same line of travel or sight as the existing, so that if there's a belly in the line, as you bring it through underground, it would follow that belly. It has to be a line that is actually doesn't have a belly or sag. It has a good line of slope.
Okay.
In order to get that, then you would have to open cut or dig a trench and install a new pipe.
Okay.
So there's some rules depending on what we need to do that would govern how we could make a certain repair or rehabilitation.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any other questions or action?
Is it a resolution? I'll introduce the resolution.
Councilmember O'Connell.
Aye.
Councilmember Medina. Councilmember Salazar.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Ibarra.
Aye.
Mayor Ruane.
Aye.